All of a sudden, the ship started to shudder. We were at condition 3, modified zebra, hatches down, scuttles open, actually in a full combat condition. When the ship started to shudder, I went to the bridge, and next slide, please. And what I saw was this. We had moved into what appeared to be 2 mines about 500 yards off our bow, and one mine about 350 yards off our starboard side. After about 40 minutes backing down the minefield, the largest explosion that I have experienced in my time in the Navy took place. It blew the ship about 10 or 15 feet vertical in the air. It snapped us completely in two. It blew a 30-foot hole in the side of the ship. It broke our keel, and it put 2,000 tons of water inside the ship in the space of about 60 seconds. The flames were about 100 feet above the ship, and destroyed our gas turbine engines and our entire engine room. We had 2 spaces completely destroyed immediately, AMR-3 and the main engine room. We're in the middle of a minefield, and the nearest U.S. ship is 148 miles away. They're coming, but they're not going to get there. And it's now sunset, and it's getting dark. So we're pretty much in this battle by ourselves in a minefield, and it is all on the crew and all of that training that I told you about that's going to make a difference. I'm going to show you some slides here in a second. Could you please go to the next slide? This is our situation 2 hours after the fact, and I want to come back to this if I can. So if you can go on, I'll show you the rest of the damage. The ship is broken in 2, and this is the superstructure. We're broken in half. Next slide, please. It's split all the way down, and the only thing that is not broken is the starboard side, which looks like a ratcheted beer can on the hull. Next slide. This is the main engine room, and the hoppum, could you put that back up? The hoppum, which is 26 feet below and is welded on the keel, is now stuck in the overhead in this space. To which I said, this is not my best day in the Navy. But it was actually my best day in the Navy. And I left the flight deck. I went to the bridge. We had control of the fires. The young man that was up in AMR-1, who was not qualified, had never been checked out in anything, started number 1 diesel and brought the power to the switchboard. Why? Because in all of that training I told you about, he had paid attention and listened and knew the EOS card, and he was able to start a diesel that was way above his pay grade, and he was able to bring the power to the switchboard and, in essence, save the ship. And so we had the power to generate foam, which we knew we could use to put the fire out. We had the power now to lower the APUs and start trying to get out of the minefield and get the heck out of there and get away from that mess. And so we balanced out what we had as power. We energized the APUs. We came to course 146, and we drove out of the minefield that had 14 mines. We drove 26 miles on the APUs by ourselves in the dark, and felt pretty good about it. And that in a brief capsule is the story of Samuel B. Roberts and the mining on April 15th, 1988. A tremendous crew, very well trained, very courageous and very brave, never lost their sense of humor and never lost their sense of fighting their ship, and we're not going to give it up. And I want to leave you with one thought about that heritage. If you ever want to play that down and think it's not important. We had a plaque on the ship that had the name of everybody who was killed, or everybody that was on board Samuel B. Roberts at the Battle of Samar. And it was kind of a monument on the ship, just a big brass plaque. And during the night, as things went on, I noticed, didn't think much of it at the time, every sailor going by was touching it. And then I realized that every member of the crew was touching it. It was their moment to reach back to history and show that now they were walking in their footsteps, and they were not going to give that ship up, and they didn't. And I think, the question about how did we save the ship, when everybody says we should have lost it. Navy builds great ships. Bath Iron Works does a great job. But the incredible willpower and skill and tenacity of the American sailor, just a tremendous performance. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Oh, thank you very much.